Number 11 is Force 11. That worked out pretty well. Force 11 is the acronym for the Future of Research, Communication, and E-Scholarship. The first meeting of this group was in 2011, which is where the 11 comes from. Unlike the nonprofits and startups on the list, Force 11 is really more of a community. It's a group of scholars, librarians, archivists, publishers, research funders that have come together to improve knowledge creation and sharing. The goal of the community is to bring about change in scholarly communication through the effective use of information technology. More simply put, it's a movement of people interested in furthering the goals stated in the Force 11 manifesto. There's a link to the manifesto on the slides, but I wanted to take a minute and read through some of it. I think it captures really well the drivers for innovation and collaboration that I've been talking about today. So the manifesto is divided into two parts. The first one is formats and technologies, and you can see on the left there's problems, and on the right there are recommendations. So the first problem noted is existing formats needlessly limit, inhibit, and undermine effective knowledge transfer, and the recommendation is to rethink the unit and form of the scholarly publication. Second problem is that improved knowledge dissemination mechanisms produce information overload, and the recommendation is to develop tools and technologies that better support the scholarly life cycle. And last, claims are hard to verify and results are hard to reuse. The recommendation is to add data, software, and workflows into the publication as first-class research objects. The second part of the manifesto is business models and attribution of credit. The first problem noted is that there is a tension between commercial publishing and the provision of unfettered access to scholarly information, and the recommendation is to drive new financially sustainable models of open access. Second problem is traditional business models of publishing are being threatened. The recommendation is to drive new business models for science publishers, libraries. And last, current academic assessment models don't adequately measure the merit of scholars and their work over the full breadth of their research output. And the recommendation is to drive new methods and metrics for evaluating quality and impact that extend beyond traditional print outputs to embrace the new technologies. I also wanted to mention the Force 11 resource and tool catalog. It's an inventory of web-based scholarly resources. It's available on the Force 11 website. It's self-curated and edited by members of the community. In the news, ORCID has announced support of the Force 11 Resource Identification Initiative. And what this is an initiative to create a data exchange standard and identifiers for research resources. And earlier this summer, Force 11 published the basic guidelines for accessible data citation. There's a link on the slide to this resource, too.